Okay, this is Andrew's Automotive Archaeology, and this is number 9 in a series of totes from the buyout of the old inventory of Phillipson Ford in Argyle, Wisconsin. I've got a pile of about another 100, 150 of these in the garage, and I really should get a picture at some point just so you can see the actual magnitude of it. My garage is a 24 by 40, and this collection takes up fully about 2 stalls in that garage, so it's a pretty sizable amount of stuff. Anyway, this is tote number 9, and I'm just going to pull the top off it and get started. Okay, this is interesting. Got a couple of these in here. They're both the same, and there's another one. What these are is this brand is a brand that not many people are probably that familiar with. This is Rotunda, and I have a lot of these. These are special service tools or essential service tool sets. And what they are is they're specialized tools, and they've got their own part numbers, and the year in here. So this is T89P, so it's from 1989, and it's some. I'd have to look up the number to see what it is, but it's some sort of a, here's a bearing seat thing and some other stuff. I'm not sure exactly what it was without looking it up, but it's some specialized tool set to make servicing a particular aspect of a car, even a specific car, or specific make and model, or a specific application easier. And there were 2 pallets of these, and I've already sold a lot of them, but some of them are stuck in these totes, and so I'll run across them from time to time. But Rotunda is a Ford brand, and they started in the 50s, I think, and it was kind of they had an extensive line of accessories and replacement parts, and I've run across catalogs with Rotunda stuff that mostly from the early 60s. It's kind of accessories like luggage racks and things of that sort, car seats and things of that sort for your car, that sort of accessories. But there are replacement parts that are older than that. As a brand, it was kind of phased out for consumer parts, replaced by Autolite and Motorcraft, which most people have probably heard of today. I don't know if the brand Rotunda is still around now, but these tools sets date from the 80s and 90s and 2000s, and there was an extensive line of Ford service tools, and I've got I don't know if people remember the old engine analyzers from the 80s, the Sun. I've got one that's out in the garage that came with this lot that's actually made by Sun, but it's a Rotunda brand. So it's not a brand you're going to see if you're a consumer, really, but if you've worked at a Ford dealer, you've probably seen it. But it was named for a building that Ford built in Chicago in 1933 for the 1933 World's Fair, called the Rotunda. And it was a big building, a big display, kind of over the top, ostentatious, like most World's Fair stuff is. And at the end of the fair in 1934, they took it apart and relocated it to Dearborn, across the street from their main administration building. And apparently it was something. Murals inside, and the grounds had reproductions of what Ford called roads of the world. And it was in the 1950s. It was the 5th most popular tourist attraction in the United States, and it was more popular than the Statue of Liberty and Yellowstone. So it was a big deal. And they had Christmas celebrations, and they used it to introduce new models, and it was a really cool building. I'll throw a picture up somewhere in the video. And it was remodeled again in 1953, and it was actually, I think it was one of the first commercial applications of the geodesic dome. It originally had a courtyard in the center, and they covered it over with a roof, but a normal roof was too heavy for the structure. So Buckminster Fuller designed a geodesic dome that was considerably lighter, and so they had that on top for the last 10 years or so. And it, unfortunately, in 1962, it burned down. So, you know, I don't know for sure if it was named after the brand was named after the building, but it's a sure bet. I mean, I'd take that bet any day. But anyway, interesting little history lesson there. I just actually found out about the Rotunda. I looked it up. You know, I'm like, that's an odd name for a brand. Where does that come from? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's a building. So, yeah, these can go for, I mean, these range from completely worthless to $1,000, and there's no way to tell without looking it up. If it's, some of them are worth very little, but sometimes the parts, you can sell individual parts out of them, they're worth some. I mean, I there was one I figured I couldn't get $10 for it as a whole, but I took one part out of it and I sold it for $100. So go figure. I don't know. But anyway, we'll look those up. Those are kind of cool. I've still got about maybe 50 or 60 of them sitting on the shelf over there for sale. This one, I don't know what this is. AccuTorque. Yeah, 1996. Not sure what that is. Empty, whatever it is. We'll look it up. Might be. Yeah. I think there was something in there at one time, but this is an example of the worthless one like that. Oh, okay. We got a bunch of catalogs. Northern Rebuilders Inc. I've actually had Northern Rebuilders parts here for sale. There's probably some in the store still. So here's a catalog, Northern Rebuilders catalog. You know, catalogs like this, those catalogs I had in the last video, I've got those up for auction now, and I think they're up to $5-6, but I still got 3-4 days left, so I may get $20-30 for them. I don't know. So, you know, it's a reference material that's not reproduced. So these, it's something to look up and see what you can get for them. They're certainly worth taking a look at. Gates catalog, 1979. Motorcraft, 82 Motorcraft air conditioner parts. A Napa Thompson, 1972 thermostats. Gates catalogs. It's just, it's hit or miss, you know. It's worth looking into. You just never know if anybody's going to be interested in it. Really, the stuff that people are interested in is the older UCV joints, Motorcraft spark plugs. Hey, I got the spark plugs right over there. This, 1989. I'm going to save that because I've got a cabinet full of Motorcraft spark plugs in the garage. And you know, here's a shock absorber catalog. Batteries, I'm not real interested. Here's a Raybestos catalog from 1989. See, if you sell parts of this era, something like this is invaluable, you know. You might be able to find it online, but not necessarily. Hydraulic brake parts. This one I might keep. And this one I'll probably keep because I'll use those for sure. This other stuff, you know, it'll just take up space on the shelf. 78 carburetors, that's a good one. These usually do pretty well. Except this is a 2001. It's a parts and accessories price list. I've sold those before and gotten money for them. Okay, here we go. This is interesting. These are tied together. 49 to 59, Ford car and parts and accessories. That is the illustrations catalog on the top. And on the bottom is the text catalog. So this kind of has the diagrams in it, so you can see, you know, and I've used these to identify parts. I'll go like, yeah, it's kind of a 1940-ish, and I'll look up and I'll look through the 40s parts diagrams until I see one that looks like the part. They're very realistic, the drawings are, so that's useful. And I use it if I know, like if it's a track bar or some suspension part I know I can get decent money for, I'll spend some time looking it up. This is very helpful. Again, these are available on PDF, and I don't have this particular one on PDF, but I do have some of the newer ones. And so it's easier often to keep those around rather than these. But these will probably go up for sale. I might get $50 for that, who knows. Here's a 6064 parts and accessories text catalog. I already have a copy of this upstairs. I also have it on PDF, so I'll put this one up for sale. It's not in very good condition, but that doesn't mean anything really. Ford. Oh, okay. Here's more of these Ford OSI catalogs. Obsolete, Superseded, and Interchange. Other useful information. Those other ones I think sold. I didn't get much for them. $30 maybe, but you know, it's something. 71 belt and hose finder quick reference guide. That's a Gates. Yeah, I gotta look it up. Oh, here we go. This is actually, I may keep this one because this is an extension. The Green Bible goes up to 1948, and this is 1949 to 54. So this has the tail end of the flathead era in it, and it's really, this is the chassis parts and accessories catalog. So this one might be a good one to keep and to use. It's I prefer to use the book, but the problem with those counter books is they're so big and awkward. It's much easier to use a pad with the PDF on it that's searchable. But I prefer the books, you know, because you can find stuff in the books just by browsing. I'll probably hang on to that. Put that over here by my other catalog. And another one of these. Volume 2. Okay. Volume 1 and Volume 2. So we'll throw those together, put them up, probably start them out at 99 cents or $9.99 maybe. They'll sell. Okay, here's another Northern Rebuilders catalog, and then a Ford. Oh, another Northern Rebuilders. This is 1976. Okay, cool. So that's got part numbers. They use the same. They use Ford's part numbers. You know, I don't know. It's just a matter of putting it up and see. I'm mystified by some of this stuff too. You just never know. You never know what people are gonna pay for. Anyway, that wasn't a very exciting tote. Just a bunch of catalogs. Anyway, as usual, thanks for watching.